to win. I didn't think it was like a make or miss outcome. I thought they out executed us, and they played better, and that's why they won. So I would never disrespect them and how they played today by making it about the ball going in or not. But we did take a step forward offensively in some ways.
And then, just defensively, what did you feel in the first quarter in particular? It seemed like shot for shot, but they were able to get kind of where they wanted to get to. Yeah,
I mean they were hot, to some degree, but they don't get however many points they got, 41 being hot. I think they get 15 maybe because they're hot, but those other ones are stuff that we can control with execution and make it a little bit harder on them. And I thought that left something to be desired today. So we'll look at it, continue to improve off of it, but like I said, they deserve to win the game.
Seems like the Spurs really get up for this game. I know you guys have that 0-0 mentality. In games like this, do you feel like you guys have to have a different mentality to reach the mentality that another team plays at when they feel like it's a rivalry?
I think we were pretty amped today. I thought we really wanted to play, and we're excited to play. I thought we output a lot of effort. I didn't think it was like a complacency thing at all. I thought our effort was there, our compete was there. It was an execution thing, in my opinion, more so than anything else. So, again, credit to them. I thought both teams played hard. I thought they were the team that executed better, and that's why they won.
There's a lot of effort into just stopping Victor Wembanyama, but the other guys really had it going tonight. Like, what is it about those other players that get in the paint, are able to score? Like, what is it about them that is hard to stop? Yeah, I mean, they're a really good team. He's obviously a very impactful player, but he missed a good amount of time, and they didn't miss a beat when he was out. And then when he's off the floor, they don't miss a beat when he's out. And so, it's not surprising at all. They've got really good players. They play well as a team. They're well coached. Like I said, they execute really well. And he's obviously impactful and adds to that, but it's not like him and the rest of the team at all. They've got a very good team. What would you say kept you guys from getting into an offensive rhythm today? I don't know. We'll look at it. I thought some of it, we had some good looks that didn't go down. Some of it, when that happens, you try to go make a play. I thought that happened sometimes tonight. We'll look at it. I think in general, the way we were able to kind of space them and distort their defense was a step forward from where we were in San Antonio. The shot-making element always creates a little bit of noise on that, so we always try to evaluate that in the most sober way possible. Now's not the best time for that, so we'll look at the numbers and the quality of the shots. We'll look at the film. But I think our eyes, told us tonight we were a little bit better offensively. There were some plays we didn't complete.
Chet was on the injury report earlier this week with back spasms and the illness. What have you seen him got through this week, and what did you make of this game tonight?
I mean, he's a total competitor, so he's always going to be up to play. He played the entire playoff run below 100%, capacity in terms of strength, because of the injury last season. And I think, that run more than anything taught us the type of winner that he is. But he was pretty sick, and gutted through that the other night. I don't know how he's feeling now, but the last person I worry about is Chet.
Looked like you put Kendrick, you went small. Looked like a couple times he was able to pull Wemby away from the paint with a couple of threes. That's something maybe explore a little bit more, or maybe a healthier Chet would have been able to do that for you, as far as spreading the floor a little bit for you.
Yeah, I thought K-Rich gave us a really good lift tonight. He made the couple shots, and then he also just had his normal edge and competitiveness. We weren't exactly looking to go small today, but just the way the rotation shook out, there was kind of a late timeout in the first, and we used him to bridge that a little bit, and then we went back to it a little later. But, we're still learning this team. Obviously, we've got a ways to go in terms of understanding the best formula against them. But he gave us a really good lift today.
Do they all this is early in the season, but they're a little bit better, I think, than people thought they were going to be a little bit earlier. They all remind you, maybe you a couple of years ago, 2, 3, 4 years ago, when you kind of started making a move.
Yeah, I mean, I never compare two teams. I think they're separate teams, separate situations. But the common thing is that, there's preseason expectations on teams, and no one's ever gotten all the predictions right for a reason. You got to play the games, and so credit them. They're a really good team, regardless of what people thought. They've proven that not only against us, but through their whole season so far.
think you guys made like your first 7 or 8 shots. The place was rocking, big stage, obviously. Can you speak to just San Antonio's composure, especially there's some young guys on that team, for them to not be rattled by that and bounce back the way they did?
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job. You know, they've proven. I thought the Cup situation was similar. You know, I thought they played with really good poise and composure in that game. That's a really, you know, chaotic environment to go in there and be all business. So that, you know, they've got that. Obviously, they've done a really, really nice job and did a good job again today.
Anyone else? Like Daniel has one in the back.
I can't remember if you were asked about this in the first 2 games you guys played them, but does Wemby coming off the bench change anything tactically for you guys, or is it just when he comes in the game you got to deal with it?
Yeah, I mean, I think the who starts, who comes off the bench gets a little blown just because the status of the starter is such a thing. You know, so we look at it more in terms of rotations and who's on the court and stuff like that. Whether, you know, guys are out there in the 12-minute mark or the 6-minute mark really doesn't matter too much to us.
Anybody else?
Hey, before I leave, I just want to, on behalf of our team, our locker room, I just want to wish all of our fans a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thanks to the fans that came here today. They were great. And all the fans back home that support us. Not a day goes by that we're not grateful for that support. Everybody's a part of that. I just want to make sure that everyone enjoys their family and knows how much our fans mean to us. Thank you.
Are we sponsored by Gatorade or something?
But it's like we had to put those out there.
Oh, so I got to leave it?
Corporate partnerships. I mean, you can drink it if you're thirsty.
Dub, what did you feel kind of just from the overall game flow this afternoon was the difference in the game?
From like a team perspective? Didn't do a good job with Fox. I don't know. Just, I think Mark was talking to us after the game, and it was like when you want the game really bad, we kind of like lost track of that, and then every play we tried to make down was like a Hail Mary instead of like sticking to principles regarding our offense. Because every time we went through our progressions, we got really good looks. There's probably like a stretch where we missed like 5 or 6 wide open threes. And I think us missing those led to us not playing defense on the other end. And it kind of just snowballed from there. And then when they're making shots, you get hasty, and 9 points feels like 20. And I don't think we did a good job of course correcting throughout the game and like sticking with it. And those are the losses that are frustrating, when it's like you kind of give up a little bit on playing the right way a little bit. And that's not aimed at one person. It's just in general, like small stretches of the game where you don't play the right way can lose you the game. And I think we didn't do a good job on that.
Following up on that, how much of that, you know, wanting to win was the stage? How much of it was another shot at San Antonio? The Christmas Day game, yeah.
I played in the finals, brother. There probably won't be another stage as big as that, but I think it's just more like the team. They had beaten us twice, so it's like you just want the game. Like, we're competitive. They want the game just as bad as we do. It's just about like who can nurture that into something progressive, and we just didn't do a good job of it, and they did.
What else we got? Michael Martin, front.
Deb, you sort of touched on it earlier with Gallo's question about the offense being connected to the defense, but how much does that help? How much would it help your defense just making a few more shots? Because it seems like they really got it going in transition off turnovers.
Yeah, well, I mean, I suck, so that's that. I missed a lot of easy ones tonight, so that's me from my perspective. And then, yeah, I mean, when the ball goes in, that's nice, but great teams are the teams that can win without making shots, and we did that all last year. We've done it all this year, so I'm never going to sit up here and be like it's a make or miss besides myself. So Yeah, we still got to find ways to win. And again, I think if we stick with our progression of moving the ball, even myself not being as sticky, I think we get back in the game. We make a couple more shots because we were playing the right way the whole time. But when you drift from that, it's hard to get it back and then get offensive rhythm as well.
Adam, go ahead.
Yeah, Dub, just kind of talk about what it is that San Antonio does so well that, kind of takes you guys out of your game.
There's this guy on their team that's 7'5" and takes up a lot of space on the court. So that's that defensively, and then offensively they play as a team. They kind of remind us, or at least me, of like my second year. Were we first in the West second year? Yeah, just how like together they play, and they're like figuring that out as a team. Like they all do well in their role, and they're like okay with that, which is fun to play against. Definitely gives us a lot to learn from in regards to that. So that's pretty cool to see it. It sucks obviously being on the other end of it, but watching another team that's over the course of just basketball history has always found a way to like figure out how to improve. So that's the biggest thing. Like they're connected. You can tell guys are stepping up, making big plays. Like everybody's kind of like settled into their role. So that's what makes them tough. And then like I said, like just having Victor out there just defensively covers up for a lot of their mistakes, which is why our offensive progression is so much more important, because it's like he can really affect a game if you kind of like let him do what they scheme to do.
You're deep in the season, so you've played a bunch of games as the champions. Do you think they kind of trying to make a name for themselves because who you are and what you've done as champions? Are they one of those young teams doing that?
Yeah, I feel like every team probably feels that way, which is why I think we're going to be good for it in April. If we earn a spot to obviously play in April. But yeah, they're just like I said, like they remind me of that second year team I was on, where it's like they're really hungry. Everybody's like really settling into their role. And yeah, like everybody's gonna like come in here and like try and beat us, especially like when we're undefeated at home, and like just the whole thing. They played us on like big stages. Every game we play is a big game for everybody, so it'll make us better. And obviously they came in hungrier and won.
Anybody else? Thank you, Doug. Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Shai, what did you just sense out there on the court in terms of game flow and what the kind of the difference in the outcome was tonight?
Yeah, we have to get better as a group. You don't lose to a team 3 times in a row in a short span without them being better than you. So we have to get better. We have to look in the mirror, and that's everybody, from top to bottom, if we want to reach our ultimate goal.
Dub was saying that Mark had told you guys after the game that, maybe when you want a game so badly, it can lead to kind of straying away from principles at times. Just, you talked about learning lessons through losses. How much is that something you guys can take away and get better from?
Yeah, it's easy to learn through the losses. You feel it right away. You hate the feeling. It's motivating. It's easy. I expect this team to get better. We should be a way better team come the end of the season than we are today, and that's our goal.
Go to Myron in the front.
You guys aren't used to people shooting against you like that, a percentage like that. What makes their guards so difficult to contain?
Yeah, they're just a good basketball team. Like, they know how to play. They have talent. They play the right way. They play together. Yeah, when you mix those things together, for any basketball team, you win games. And whether you make shots or miss shots, you win games. And obviously tonight they shot the ball well, but they've beaten us 3 times in a row, so you can't use that as an excuse. They've been better than us 3 times now, so we got to look in the mirror and figure it out.
Shai, have you gotten a sense of how much this matchup seems to have meant to the Spurs to play against you guys and take you down?
Yeah, for sure, but that's everybody. Everybody picks up a basketball and wants to win, and they're going to test themselves against us. Now the Spurs have passed the test 3 times in a row. That's what it's been. And we failed the test 3 times in a row. So the past is the past. We won in the past. And if we want to win again, we have to get better. And we knew that before the skid of games. We knew that the league is going to get better. We have to get better if we want to, I guess you can say, repeat.
You mentioned the 3 losses. Then what's the biggest through line between those 3 games?
The biggest what, sir?
The biggest through line, like thing it had most in common.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. Not yet. I probably will in a few days though, after I digest it all.
And then with it being Christmas, I know you talked about your relationship with the fans and your shoes and stuff like that. What does it mean to you to have, there's probably a lot of fans out there who are wanting your shoes for Christmas?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling. Stuff you dream about as a kid. And I'm glad they appreciate it. I appreciate them more than they know.
Anybody else for Shai?
Bingo.
Okay, we got Derek in the back. Last one.
Derek. Shout out, Derek.
Shai, you talk about failing the test and needing to be better. What do you think specifically, like, are you looking at right now that you need to be better at?
Yeah, like I don't really have an answer for that right now, today. But yeah, I'll rewatch the games and figure it out for sure. That's my job. That's our job as a team. If we want to win, we got to figure out how to get better. Yeah.
Thank you, Shai. That's a wrap. We're done for tonight.